Every day they wake up with regret. All they want to do is forget. It's not just hitting and punching, it's the words you say. They hurt so much, they want to fade away. Can anyone think of what this poem is referring to? Yes, it's referring to the expression of someone who is being bullied. Before I start my presentation today, I would like to introduce myself first. Hello, my name is Elis Batisha binti Helen Ruwani from class DKM1C and my matrix number is 24DKM21F1028. Today I will be presenting about cyberbullying. Now let's get started. Contents of today's presentation are introduction of cyberbullying, the causes of cyberbullying, the effects of cyberbullying, the difference between cyberbullying and bullying, how to prevent cyberbullying, and conclusion of cyberbullying. Now, let's take a look about the introduction. What is exactly a cyberbullying? Let's explore more about it together. Cyberbullying is known as online bullying. It normally happens among teenagers on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. It is also known as bullying, harassment, threatening, embarrassment, or to target another person by using any electrical or digital devices such as cell phones, laptop, and tablets. Now let's take a look about the causes of cyberbullying. Did anyone of you guys know that what are the real causes of the cyberbullying? Let me explain to you all. Cyberbullies do something to make themselves feel superior and make the victims feel inferior. So it makes them think that it is okay and it is fun to bully others. During these days, all of the teenagers were all addicted to messaging because of advanced technologies. Even the cyberbullies, as well as they started to message slowly, they will become addicted and continue to message non-stop until it satisfies themselves. Next, due to lack of empathy, they don't even realize that the pain caused to the victim slowly will also become a bully. Their happiness are built in someone's health plans to those who were once victim. They might slowly turn into bullies to vent out their anger. The cycle will continue and in the end, lots of innocent were hurt now. Let's talk about the effects of cyberbullying. I will list out some of the effects. These are the effects that I listed out. The victims tend to blame themselves for cyberbullying because they thought that they were the causes or starts for the cyberbullying. The victims will be having lots of symptoms such as stress, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and didn't have the courage to stand up and speak for themselves. Next, the victim will also have a feeling of fear, left alone, and isolated, like no one was going to help them or even care about them. The victims even feel an intense feeling of humiliation because the victims were treated as a laughing stock. Now let's look about the difference of cyberbullying and bullying. Lots of people think that cyberbullying and bullying are the same. Well, actually both of them have difference and similarity between them. For bullying, it only happens physically. That means if the bully wants to start bullying the victim, he or she has to come to face with the victim. Usually, it only happens in a short period of time. For example, it can happen at school, toilet, and canteen. As for cyberbullying, it only occurs online, and that means the bullies are anonymous, and so no one will know who they are and where they are. Cyberbullying on online victims can be done on a person 24/7 with a correct programming. The victims can be humiliated at any time of the day or night at the mercy of the cyberbully. And now I will be talking about the similarity of bullying and cyberbullying. Bullying and cyberbullying share the same similarity that causes pain to victims either for a long or short term. It also causes the victims to feel sad, frustrated, depressed, and uncertain anxiety. Due to lack of adult responsibility and monitoring of their child, the bullies were bullied and slowly the victims returned into bullying to vent out their anger and thus cause the cycle to continue, and in the end, more innocent kids will be affected. Now, let's talk about how to prevent cyberbullying from happening. To prevent cyberbullying, parents should establish a climate of communication with their children to avoid making them feel that they are lonely. Parents should also monitor their online activities and knowing the apps and platforms their children are using. As a smart and responsible teenager, they should be aware and how cyberbullying is a crime and is punishable by law, and if convicted can be jailed. They should deny any suspicious requests and to report cyberbullies to the relevant authorities. By now, most of us are very well aware that cyberbullying does not only happen to teenagers but adults as well. So it is our responsibility to be attentive of our environment and personal spaces at all times. As the saying goes, even a fish will not get into trouble if he knows when to keep his big mouth shut. Before posting anything on social media platform, please think first, okay? To avoid the cyberbullying uses the photo as a cause or start of the cyberbullying. Conclusion, all of us know that cyberbullying is wrong. Cyberbullying is also a crime. It will cause a lot of negative imbalance towards the victim, and in the end, the victim will go into self-denial and so on. We can also report the cyberbullying to the police officers. I want to show you guys a short video clip about a famous singer named Taylor Swift, who had been bullied by the netizens in social media.
When people decided I was wicked and evil and conniving and not a good person, that was the one that I couldn't really bounce back from because my whole life was centered around it. Hashtag Taylor Swift is over party was the #1 trend on Twitter worldwide. Do you know how many people have to be tweeting that they hate you for that to happen?
We're people who got into this line of work because we wanted people to like us, because we were intrinsically insecure, because we liked the sound of people clapping because it made us forget about how much we feel like we're not good enough. And I've been doing this for 15 years and I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of the... Just feels like it's more than music now at this point. And just most days I'm like, okay. But then sometimes I'm just like, it just gets loud sometimes.
When people fall out of love with you, there's nothing you can do to make them change their mind. They just don't love you anymore. I just wanted to disappear. Nobody physically saw me for a year. And that was what I thought they wanted.
I think victims should speak up. They should not be afraid of bullies. Spread the facts, not the lies. Let's stop the bullies.